Today I want to show you how to make a zuppa di pesce, which translates to a fish soup. Now we live with chowders all the time, and Italians make zuppa di pesce, like a chowder, different ways. Sometimes the base is tomatoes, sometimes it's fish broth, sometimes it's milk. Today I'm going to do kind of a variation on that. So we have to start with our battuto. And a battuto means that we need to have those vegetables that Italians love to use as a flavor base. It starts a lot of things like sauces and soups. So what are they? They're celery, so you just want some celery chopped up with the leaves. I'm going to put that right in a food processor. You want a carrot, coarsely chopped. You can do this by hand if you want to, but this is the easy way. You want an onion, coarsely chopped. You want some garlic. Those are often called the really critical ingredients to use when you're making any kind of a flavorful base. So now what we want to do is just get those minced up. So I'm going to put them in the food processor and let it go. Okay, that looks good. So now what we have is something called a battuto. See? Battuto means to beat down. So we have beaten down or minced all of these vegetables together, and now we're going to put them in some olive oil and let them cook down until they're very, very soft. So here are our vegetables, and we want this to go into about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We really want this to cook down. So the minced up vegetables are called the battuto, but now we're kind of frying them. That's known as the Sofrito. So those are 2 Italian words that you should remember when you're making a flavor base for sauce or for soup. So we're going to let this go, and I'm going to cut up some zucchini for this. You can add a variety of vegetables to any kind of a chowder, but I happen to like zucchini. And my advice to you when you get zucchini is get them small because they're much firmer, they don't have as much water, and they don't have as many seeds. And I think this makes a nice color addition to the dish. So all you want to do is dice up a zucchini. And you want to let those vegetables in the pot cook down until they're soft before you add the zucchini. So we're going to wait a couple minutes. I'm going to put this in a bowl. We'll add that later. But you could add spinach to this. You could add Swiss chard if you wanted to. So I want to flavor this nicely. These are fennel seeds. You see how big they are? These are fennel seeds, and these are anise seeds. What's the difference? Because they taste basically the same. Well, anise seeds really are an annual plant, and fennel seeds come from the fennel bulb, which is a perennial. They both have a licorice taste. This is a lighter tasting licorice. This is a more intense tasting licorice. So I'm going to use the fennel seeds, but if you can't find them, you could always use anise. So I want to make that into a powder. So I have a little spice jar here, my little gizmo. And all I really want to do is whirl that up until it's a powder. See? It looks like that. It's about a tablespoon. If you want to use less, you can. So when the vegetables are soft enough, I'm going to add the zucchini, and then I'm going to add the fennel, and then we're going to add the liquid ingredients. Let's check the sofrito. All right, you see how soft these vegetables are. You can almost mash them with a fork, so you want them really soft, because that's where the flavor is going to intensify. Now we're going to add the zucchini. The zucchini goes in, and with that we add that wonderful fennel. It's going to add a nice flavor to this. So the fennel goes in, you mix this around, and we're going to add some hot red pepper flakes. You can add as little or as much as you like. I like a little bit of a bite to this, so I'm going to add just a handful. Okay, now while this is cooking down, we're going to work with the fish. So now we have skinless fish. We have 1.5 pounds. I know it looks a little raggedy right now, but that's okay because we're going to cut it up into chunks. This fish chowder is not going to take very long to cook. So this is very fresh fish because it looks nice. It's got a nice color. It doesn't smell of ammonia. You always want to ask where fish is coming from. So buy local fish. That's looking good. And I kept it in big chunks because it's going to shrink down very quickly. So now we're going to check our vegetables, see where they are before we add the fish. Oh, those vegetables are looking beautiful. And now we're going to add the seafood right on top of the vegetables, just like that. So now we want to give this some salt and pepper. I want to season it nicely, so some pepper. I like to use butcher's pepper for this, but you can use fine pepper if you'd rather. Some sea salt, again to taste. You can always correct this seasoning later. We're going to add, the liquid for this is clam juice, or you could use fish stock if you have it. So an 8-ounce bottle, or if you've made it and have it in your freezer. And you want something that's going to give this a really delicate, creamy flavor. I like to use evaporated milk. So 1 can, 12 ounces of evaporated milk gives this a really beautiful consistency and just makes it really delicate. And then, I really love this. These are called Cruschi peppers. See? They come in a bag like this. They're from southern Italy. And I discovered them once when I was in Italy, and I loved them. I actually grew them in my garden and dried them. So they come dried in a bag like this. You can find them online, or maybe in some Italian grocery stores. And why do I add this? I love the color that these peppers lend to this soup. So now, all I really want is to gently give that a little stir, because I don't want to disturb the fish too much. I really want those chunks to stay. Then, being patient, we want to put the cover back on and bring this up to just under the boil. And then we're going to lower it and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add some cream to finish it off.